Hello truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. As you can see, we are in a new truck. I know some of you are going to not be happy that we switched away from the 99-100i, but I was really unhappy with the dash in that truck. I really wanted a little bit more information available, so I switched over to the Lonestar. And I feel like this is a good compromise because it's going to give me the modern conveniences with a little bit more of a traditional look. So I know it's not exactly the same, not a big flat nose, but if we hop inside, you can see that the hood does stick out pretty far. I have nice mirrors and all that stuff, but the biggest thing is I have the GPS is in the dash, which is the way I like it. And then our dashboard actually has useful information that I can use. So our load for today is packaged food going from Sacramento out to Reno, Nevada. We are trying to get out of California. Really trying to get out of California. I'm kind of tired of being in California. I'm looking forward to those higher speed limits in the other states, and so that's what we're going to do. If you've been following the series, either my American series or my European truck series, I'm kind of leaning away from head tracking, mostly because I know that most of you are going to think that that's cool, but it becomes unwieldy to use because of a couple of reasons. First and foremost is the head motions that you have to make have to be trained into you. You can't just look way off to the left because that's going to look outside the truck. And there's kind of a delayed reaction from it, especially because I'm using the free OpenTrack Face Track software when I use it. And it's not exactly the most responsive system. It's not exactly the most accurate system. And I don't have money to buy a $150 head tracking solution, nor do I really want to wear anything on my head anyways if it's not going to be VR. And my system is not strong enough. I do have a VR headset, but A, my system's not strong enough to run it in VR at any kind of decent quality, and B, I have a Pimax 5K headset, and it's just big and heavy, and I really want to try to get to the point where I can get that big screen beyond headset that looks very comfortable, and reportedly you can wear it all day, and it's just not something you have to worry about. So I say all of that to say that the in-game camera system is plenty good enough for just use it for your daily use. The steering camera here will turn your camera as you turn, and it'll basically turn you in the direction where you need to look. And then if you need more than that, you just kind of use the left and right looking buttons. So there's always that. Alright, so we're going to get around this turn here and get on our way. I did update my mod pack just a little bit. As you can see, that let me turn off the blinker there because it's turning my camera. I did turn off the route advisor mod that showed information up at the top of the screen. The only real reason I had that up there was mostly because I wanted to have trip information up on the screen so I could see how much further we had to go before we got to the destination. Now, while I wasn't able to find a mod that gave me distance information, I did find a mod that will add time to destination information. And as you can see over there in the dash, there's a little bit more information than what is normally available in the in-dash information system. There is a destination time remaining. So while I'm not getting exact mileage, which would be nice, I don't understand why you wouldn't include that information if you're going to put that in there. Maybe for whatever reason that's somehow just unavailable to the content creators. To mod creators. I don't know. I would much rather have distance information than time information, but whatever. Anyways, the point is that I at least have something that lets me know about how far away I am. Maybe not in miles, but at least, hey, we're starting to get kind of close. I need to start thinking about, we're probably going to be getting off the freeway here soon and looking for our destination. So while it's nice to have all that extra information up on the screen, and the interface for that mod is absolutely very cool looking, I really want to try to get down into a more realistic use of my system. So, I have the dash here in front of me. Ideally, I'll be using the gauges rather than just staring up at the top of the screen and watching what my speed is doing. Obviously, the Waze navigation mod that I installed there does give me my speed there on the dash, so, but that is a real world thing. You would have that in your navigation software if you have that turned on in your GPS, whatever GPS that you're using. It would tell you how fast you're going based off of its GPS estimation of your speed. So I guess it's not wholly unrealistic, and it removes a little bit of clutter from the dash. I don't have a big extra screen just sitting up there in the field of view. So now as we're driving down the road, you'll be able to see a little bit more of what's happening in front of us. We don't have any clutter in our way, and yeah. And as you can see, I put a 10-gallon hat over there because why not? But the biggest reason I wanted to upgrade to a new truck is mostly because look at the dash that we have now. It's much easier to read, and I now have cruise control information available to me. You'll see once we get on the freeway. I actually need to stop here. You'll see once we get on the freeway that I actually have cruise control information available to me now. So that is extremely helpful. I can't. Am I able to go? All right, I think he's... All right, so the light was changing for me. Sorry, it's just... The only thing about having snap camera views is that you're stuck with whatever they decided to make the snap camera view, and for whatever reason, the lookout left view doesn't really turn out far enough. But anyways, so yeah, obviously this truck is very cool. As you can see, I don't know, those of you with a more critical eye than me will notice that the color of this truck is international orange. Aha. That was not necessarily my idea. I was looking for real world versions of the truck just because, you know, sometimes I do that. I'm like, oh, I just got a Lonestar. Let me go look at, or maybe, I don't remember what it was that made me go look up real world versions of the truck. I just kind of wanted to see how the real world versions, how this version of the truck compared to the real world versions. And then I came across a video of one for sale that was international orange, and I was like, ooh, I like that color. And it also matches, you know, it's an international brand color. International has used this color in the past. Apparently it was actually used in the Golden Gate Bridge as well. So I don't know if I have to imagine International probably took that color to use for their own trucks, but whatever. But I think it's highly appropriate that we're going to drive around an international truck in international orange. I actually really do like orange as a color, and you know, so it's a pretty truck and a pretty color, and why not? I mean, that's a very nice looking truck. So we need to get down the road here. I can always bring up the route advisor over here just to get an idea of how many more miles we have left, and I need to relearn where all that information is because I don't remember anymore. Oh, 218 miles. So, you know, we can always just bring that. We can always just bring that up whenever we have a question about it. I need to get over because we are about to switch freeways again. Oh, did he not see my turn signal? Did he not see my turn signal? I wonder how much that cost me. The only thing about having the route advisor turned off is that it doesn't pop up when a message like that happens. So I have no idea how much that cost me. It was probably upwards of $1,000. So that's great. Thanks a lot, you jackass Jeep. The only thing about using the mirrors in a realistic way is that it's kind of hard to see what's happening. By the time I saw him, I was already halfway over in the lane. In the real world, you'd have a little bit more visual acuity. So I don't know. It is what it is. Excuses, blah blah blah. Well, if we can get to the point where these interchanges stop happening, I can turn on the cruise control, and you'll be able to see that I now have the ability to monitor that. One of my big gripes in the other truck was I just kind of had to guess what I was set at and wait for the speed to settle. But in this truck, I can actually just set the speed limit. As a matter of fact, let's just do that now. So you can see 45 showed up there in the bottom right of the dash. So now I can just set the speed that I want. I'll leave it here at 45 until we get around these curves here. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that's the other reason why I am kind of shying away from head tracking. It's because I tend to have like sniffles a lot, and I tend to need to cough a lot because, you know, talking is bad for your throat. Copious amounts of talking is bad for your throat. And then I just generally tend to have a stuffy nose all the time, so it's not really something I can get around. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna do like this so we can hopefully avoid hitting anybody. I know that's not technically correct, but I didn't get a chance to look at my mirrors by the time I realized that that lane was ending, and... Well, thank you, sir. Finally, somebody actually tries to help me out a little bit. What was I saying? Oh, nose and mouth, head tracking. So having the camera locked to the front and just using the in-game camera just is going to really help out with that, because I can move around, I can move my head around, I can look around, I can turn my head to cough and do all that stuff without really taking you guys along for the ride. I'm sure that it's not fun to have the camera suddenly snap outside and all of a sudden we're doing this. So, and then the other thing is that I have to imagine that a fair amount of you are going to have an issue. Ooh, we're kind of struggling to get up this hill. Definitely need to upgrade our engine here. We're running with the 400 horsepower Cummins, which is the default engine, because I didn't really have enough money left over after upgrading the truck to get a new engine. So we'll definitely be working towards that. Because, I mean, what are we're just pulling a trailer. Just pulling a regular trailer. I don't know why this is such an issue. But anyways, I lost track of what I'm talking about again. Yeah, so in-game camera is kind of the route that I'm really thinking of. Not really. Geez, we are really struggling to get up this hill. Is this really that steep of an incline? Yeah, I guess all these other guys are struggling too. It must just be a really steep incline. It's hard to tell in a flat screen like this. I guess if we were in VR, maybe it would be easier to tell, but, well, then just also the fact that you're not actually in the truck, so you can't feel the gravity and the way that it's going up. Who knows? Who knows? I think I was able to get the upgraded transmission, though, so we do have a 13-speed transmission with a retarder in it. So that's going to be helpful for controlling things. And I believe in my initial testing of this truck, because when I bought the truck, I had to drive back up to the last place where we did a load so that it wasn't, so that we weren't off in a different place when you guys came back to the videos. I did notice that the retarder in this transmission does seem to work with. No, I guess it didn't. I guess I did turn it up and the cruise control turned off. Let's get on the other side of this hill and we'll test it out. But I felt like I heard the retarder working even when I had it turned down, so I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, we have how many more miles to go? We are down to 167 miles. We would be able to get faster if we were able to get over this hill and actually start getting some speed. But we definitely need to get this engine upgrade as soon as possible, because crawling up these hills is going to S-U-C-K suck. I'll tell you what. Yeah, for those of you who make mods out there, if you happen across this video, please, please, please make a mod that puts the distance in there too. The destination time doesn't really matter in this game because the travel times are completely unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden it'll jump down half an hour and you're like, what? So looking at 3 hours doesn't really give me a good idea as to how long I have left on this drive, because the distances are deceiving. I really just need a distance number, not a time. The time doesn't help me. I guess maybe you could get used to it, but I don't know. So we're trying to claw our way back up to 55 miles an hour. I think that even though we're not on a steep incline anymore, we're not accelerating quickly enough for me to believe that we're not still climbing. I think we're still in a slightly shallow grade here. It might be leveling out now, though, so hopefully we'll be able to get up to our 55 miles an hour that we're trying to get to. Having the time over there is better than nothing, and it's enough for me to get rid of the extra... Oh, it's an exit only here. Get over and hopefully not hit anybody. It's better than nothing, and it's enough for me to get rid of the extra user interface over the top and just make it a little bit more of a reasonable driving experience, so that you don't feel like you're driving in VR or something like that. But it is what it is. I would much rather have distance information down there than time, because time doesn't really help me. But anyways, today is a pretty exciting day for me from a channel stand. Oh. I do have the sensor. I do have the sensor bumper, so I believe that will slow my speed down when we start approaching traffic like that. It is a pretty exciting day for me because over on the hunting channel, we also started the Emerald Coast. So in addition to starting a new truck on this channel, we started a new reserve over on the hunting. I don't want to say hunting channel. It's not a different channel. It's a different series. It's the same channel, different playlist. In my hunting series, we finally started the Emerald. We just started the Emerald Coast. I'd like to get back over, but these guys aren't going to let me. I'm trying to. It's very difficult to maintain. Oh, I guess not. I'm going to stay right here then, since these guys just will not maintain any kind of reasonable speed down here. So yeah, we started the Emerald Coast. I got a couple of really cool animals that I've already been able to put in my trophy lodge, so that's exciting. And I'm sure it's exciting for those of you, if you watch both of these particular series, that you're excited to see the Emerald Coast and, you know, shoot kangaroos and shoot feral goats and, you know, crocodiles. Looking forward to getting over to where the crocodiles are. I've had people specifically ask me, can you go to Emerald Coast and shoot the crocodiles? And at the time, I didn't have the Emerald Coast DLC, so I had to say, well, I'm sorry, I don't own that. But I took advantage of all of the Christmas deals that were going on, and basically got I got all of the reserves plus a few other things from the store there, because everything was like 75-80% off, and it made it just really nice to be able to just upgrade my hunting game as far as I possibly could. So now I have all of the reserves, and I have plenty of content to last me probably for the next year or more, depending on, you know, what I end up doing with the channel. At the very least, I'll be able to spend the next several months, maybe a year, just exploring the maps, unlocking all the points of interest and doing all that cool stuff, and just, you know, getting the opportunity to hunt really cool different animals. So I just started in Emerald Coast, looking forward to continuing on in that map, and then, you know, seeing where the audience wants to go next. And then after we unlock everything on all the maps, we can start working on, you know, upgrading our trophy lodges to get more and more diamond trophy animals in there. Maybe come across the occasional great one. I seriously doubt that I'm ever going to get into the grinding that some of these YouTubers do. I don't have the patience for it. I know there's a lot of people who are just fine watching these guys sit there for hours and hours grinding these animals, or watching highlight reels of them finding these great one deer and moose and all this other stuff. I don't think I can. I don't think I could do that. I've done a fair amount of grinding in my life when it comes to video games, but I don't think I'm going to be able to sit there and grind exactly in that fashion. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. So, and as far as this series goes, you know, it kind of depends on if it grows or not. We're still relatively early in this series. It hasn't had a chance to really, you know, blossom into anything that is special for the channel. So far, it looks like Elite Dangerous has taken quite a lead over my hunting videos, which is weird because the hunting videos are what really started bringing in subscribers, I think. I didn't really start seeing serious increase in views and watch times and things like that until I started doing my hunting videos. And then, you know, I downloaded Elite Dangerous to take advantage of the annual free in-game currency that they give out every year. I was like, oh yeah, they're doing that again. Let me make sure I install the game, log in. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to install the game and log in, I might as well start making content for it. And then, you know, slowly over time, it started gaining steam, and I'm getting, you know, 50 to 100 views within a day or so. So it seems, but then again, you know, you have to take everything like that with a grain of salt, because watch time matters. But then, you know, I look at the watch time and it's like, well, I'm actually getting fairly decent watch time, you know. Enough people are hanging around decently enough into the video to raise the average watch time up to like 4, 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes sometimes. And that's, you know, for a 30-minute video, that's pretty good when, you know, the average person is going to hop onto the video and be like, this isn't for me, and they click off. So I'm pretty happy with the performance of that, but it's just surprising to me because I feel like the hunting videos would be doing better because I have a lot of cuts in that content. I don't know. Maybe people just like to listen to me talk. I don't know why. I can't imagine why, but maybe that's the case. I don't know. So the speed limit. we still in California? I'm not sure. I'm gonna bump it up to 65 and see. Oh, okay. So my cruise control does pop. My cruise control pops up on the navigation as well. That's kind of cool. So the GPS is telling me I can do 65. So I'm guessing we've crossed. We've left California. I didn't pay attention to that. The officer. Oh yeah, no, Reno. We're definitely inside of Nevada now. So we can start doing 65. Ah, I'm so excited to be out of California. The 55-mile-an-hour speed limits were horrible. All right, but anyways, yeah, I can't imagine why anybody would really want to listen to me talk, but, you know, if you guys find value in it, here I am. I mean, that's really all I can do for, you know, most of the videos that I do now. These simulator games don't really have a lot of action in them, so, you know, I got to find ways to fill the time as we're going, especially because I kind of refuse to do video editing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And to be perfectly honest with you, especially for these games that I'm playing, like Elite Dangerous, and all right, we've got Reno, so hopefully we'll be able to get. Hopefully we will be able to get loads coming out of Reno. But we still have a half hour left as far as what this is saying, which means we actually should be pretty close. We should be pretty close. So, but anyways, for these travel style videos that I'm doing, where it's either driving a truck down the road or flying my spaceship through space or flying my airplanes over the air, in the air, you know, there's not a lot of action there, and I can't really put a lot of cuts in any of that stuff because then you guys are gonna lose any sense of the actual journey that we're on. So, ooh, I think I need to come over here. That's confusing. So, you know, I think I just kind of need to follow the format that some of the other people are doing, where they just yak at you for half an hour. And hopefully I just don't run out of things to talk about. And hopefully what I'm talking about is interesting, and the setting that we're in is enough to keep you feeling comfortable and interested, and you hang out for a little while, watch a trucking video. I have to imagine, like, the people who watch, like, Riding with Dave, they're watching it because they like Dave. That's why they watch it. It's not just because of the trucking stuff. They're watching it because they like Dave. They like listening to him talk. They think he's a super positive person. Like, I know that's why I watch him. He's a better version of what I am. Not as far as like my channel or anything like that, but just me as a person. Well, you know, at the same time, you have to remember that the face that people present in public is different than the face that they have in their private life. So even, like I've said it before on this channel, I'll probably say it a million more times as we continue growing this channel. Obviously, the person here talking to you right now is not the same person. Ooh, okay, we're going to be up there on the right. That's good. Is not the same person that exists in real life. The real me in the real world gets angry and frustrated and curses about things and has no patience for people's problems and things like that. You know, the average person is a jerk, and even the nicer people have lots of jerk moments in their private time because, you know, we're people. Nobody's perfect. Anybody who tries to pretend that they are is a liar, and you should not trust them. So while I'm here on YouTube presenting the best version of myself because A, I'm excited to be playing a video game, B, I'm excited to be sharing it with you, and C, I have the self-discipline to go instantly from being frustrated about something stupid happening with my computer or something like that to, you know, presenting the image of myself that you guys want to see. You know, that's just the way it works. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm fake, that I'm being fake here. This is me. This is how I am when I'm excited about things. But, you know, obviously nobody walks around being excited all the time. And, you know, so you guys are getting the good version of me because that's what I need to do for YouTube. Doesn't mean I'm being fake. It just means I'm putting on the good face. Putting on the good face so that you guys can get the positive, happy version of me, because that's what you guys want. You know, I mean, if I was doing a different kind of channel where maybe, you know, I was trying to sell the negative part of myself. I know there's a lot of channels out there where people like to watch people ranting about stuff and getting angry and like raging and doing all that stuff. It's like, I don't really want to do that kind of content. That's not really what I want. The kind of attitude I want to promote here. Let's not do that. That's not what I'm trying to get to here. So we are at our destination now. Looks like, oop, sorry, I got distracted because my turn signal's on and I'm trying to look. All right, so it looks like we need to get over there. So let's get ourselves turned around here. Yeah, we need to get our load over there. So I'm gonna pull over this way, and then we're gonna try to back our trailer. Okay, let's get our steering control turned off. I want to try to get like that, I think. Okay, so let's start backing it like that. I'm going to try to go parallel here for a little bit so I don't hit the cars. And then... because I want to get this turned as much as we can, but I also don't want to hit any cars back over that way, so... we'll do like this, and then we'll start... oops. I forgot. It's the other way. So make sure I'm not going to hit these cars. I don't need any more fines. Okay, looks like we're okay now. And then I want to make sure I leave myself enough room to the right side of the truck so that I can turn. So steer the trailer, not the truck, and then kind of keep my positioning here off in the middle. I think this is probably a good angle. I feel like I have enough space over there to get this done, so we'll get ourselves pretty close, and then we'll start turning this way. So we have a nice, reasonably shallow turn as we come back. I don't think I started my turn early enough, but that's okay. Ideally, this will work. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pull forward a little bit. I'll eventually get to the point where I can just... oop, too far. I'll eventually get to the point where I can just back these in. Sorry there's not a lot of conversation, but this is something that requires just the tiniest bit of focus, and it's kind of hard to talk when you're focusing on something, so... Alright. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the new truck. Be sure to click that like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that you did, so that it will share the video with more people and we can have more people along for these rides. It's much more fun when we have more people coming along. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so now so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to my content, so be sure to click that join button to check that out along with the other perks that become available should you decide to support me as a content creator. Again, I hope you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.